Hello and welcome to another Hive Weekly episode number 41. Woo! Today, we have an awesome guest and we're going to be talking collegiate esports. Yay, finally, tis the season. But first, let me introduce you. This is The Hive. It is brought to you by Esports College and Career Pathways, where our mission is to provide a safe and supportive environment for gamers to pursue their goals. We focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Huge thank you to our sponsors, Corsair, The Game Hers, and ESTV, and NFL alumni. I'm your host, Ali Cat, and my co-host tonight is someone really cool that I can't wait for you guys to hear all the cool stuff. I'm excited to have Jody. How do I say Boson wifey Farmer? That's her gamer
Boson
tag.
wifey. Yes.
But her name is Jody. She's from the University of Oklahoma's esports team, and here to talk. We're going to talk to her more about her being a military vet, a coach of University of Oklahoma's COD team, and afterwards we'll be able to watch her players scrim against each other in Warzone, which I'm really excited about. So let's give a cool introduction to Jody. She is a female veteran gamer, mother of 3 teen college students at University of Oklahoma, head coach of OU Esports COD, streamer for OU Stream Team, and Wounded Warriors Project Stream to Survive Squad. Her mission is to build a community that promotes veterans issues and the positive effects of video games that can be used for veterans coping with the hidden injuries of war. Um, So a little bit about the University of Oklahoma's esports is the University of Oklahoma Esports and Co-Curricular Innovation Department in the Division of Student Affairs. Ooh, that's a whole name.
It's
Their
a
mission,
mouthful.
yes, their mission is to personify the gaming and esports communities through execution while fostering development and engagement for all fans of these topics alike, while leveraging their culture and influence to innovate modernization of productivity and workflows across campus. They are also the first to launch an esports influenced curriculum, which you're going to hear a little bit about as well. They built the program from one single event back in April 2017 to form the OU Esports Club, to where they recently rebranded this past July to OU Gaming Club. Woo! That's awesome. So, welcome, Jody. How are you tonight?
How are you? I'm doing good. First week of school done and over with.
I was going to say, are you guys back yet?
Yeah, we started on Monday.
Nice. First, can you tell us like about your background in games and when you started playing, video games?
Well, I guess I started on video games, stealing time with my brother. He started out on Nintendo. So it was, Duck Hunt, Mario, and Donkey Kong, all those things that came with it. But I didn't really get into a game. Again, it was still his console, but Sega and like Sonic the Hedgehog and Aladdin were two of my favorite games when I was growing up. Um, but again, I still didn't consider myself a gamer. And then when I joined the military in 99, met my husband in 2000. We were married in 2001. He
Nice.
played games. Halo was like a big video
Yes.
game for him. And I remember after our son was born, waiting in line for Halo 2 because he was out to sea, and I knew he'd want the game as soon as he got home. So it was always somebody else's machine, somebody else's thing, and I would play it occasionally. It wasn't until I got stationed in Germany, 2005, that we deployed and I started playing things like Rock Band to pass
Nice.
the time on deployment. We would play Halo 3 was out by then. So we'd be doing LAN parties for Halo 3 because you could have up to 4 people on one console and then hook them all together. So that was always a bunch of fun, wires going everywhere. And then when I was injured, I was injured in 2007, had surgery in 2008. So it was the end of the year 2007 that I was injured in deployment in Iraq, and then was sent back to my duty station in Germany. So it was like October, and it was the summer of 2008 that I finally got to have surgery on my back for the injuries that I had from deployment, because military likes to make sure you do everything you can before you have surgery. After surgery, laid up for about 8 weeks, it was the Wii that I got into and
Nice.
playing WoW on a laptop. But I became a master at like Wii tennis and Wii bowling while I was recovering. And that's when I really started learning more about games, because they were using different scenarios to help soldiers with PTSD. So being a part of the Wounded Transition Unit, gaming was always introduced or always at our community area. Again, I never thought myself a gamer. So it was just something I played to pass the time because I needed something to do and I was tired of reading books, or, just had a lot of time on my
Books are
hands.
fun, but video games, come on.
So in January 2010, I was medically retired because they figured that they'd put as much work as they could into me and I could still no longer deploy. So I ended my career just short of 11 years and went to the civilian world without much of a plan. So I threw myself into college in 2010. Got my bachelor's degree in graphic design, and learned really quick that the corporate world was not for me in graphic design because I can't be creative on this small, tiny little subject now.
We need you to draw
So
10 boxes, stack them, and then you show them, no, that's not what we wanted. We wanted them horizontal. No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get
So,
it.
so I turned it into a side project. So I
Yeah.
would, do things if I felt passionate about it. So I did some, veteran things for a couple of American Legions in the area. We were living in Texas at the time. My husband's from the Dallas, Fort Worth area. Um, Most people know of it, especially now because the Dallas Cowboys are there. It's a town or a city
Yeah.
called Arlington, which is right in the middle of Dallas and Fort Worth. And now the new esports stadium is in
Yeah.
Arlington, Texas. So a
Is
lot of
that the
people are
GameStop
getting,
one? Yeah, right. I think that's the GameStop one, right? No, I think they're featured on it or something. I remember that one.
oh,
Yeah, it's
I
the
don't know.
one
I was
that's
down
associated
there.
with the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's right. Literally, Cowboy Stadium is across the street. You walk out their door across the street, and you're in Jerry World. So I mean, it's just a massive sports because you also have the Texas Rangers, you have the
Oh,
Dallas Stadium, and now you have the esports
sports.
stadium.
Okay, all right.
So it's huge, and then
Yeah,
there's shopping and entertainment and food and everything all right there. It's
gaming.
massive.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? No, seriously, but no, continue.
No, you're fine. So when we got out, we went to Texas. I got my degree, graphic design. Didn't work out, so went and got a regular job, working for a grocery store, using my military police background, doing loss prevention. Oh God, what year was it? 2019. My medical stuff was catching up with me, so doing the job I was doing in loss prevention just wasn't cutting it anymore. So I left my civilian job and decided I was going to stay at home. My kids are in high school. I have the dogs. I have my retirement from the military. So why don't I try and slow down a bit? Because I'm hurting a lot. That was kind of a solution, but kind of made things worse. So about 4 months into that, I decided I'm going to go back to college. I used a program which at the time was called vocational rehabilitation. It's been changed to like veterans employment and rehabilitation now, so it's VER, or
They like long
VRE.
names. Yeah,
They like to change their names for everything they
yeah,
do. I just
yeah,
don't. I call it Vogue Rehab because that's what the school still calls it.
yeah.
They paid for me to go back to school
Okay.
so that I could get a job that didn't make my injuries of war worse.
Yeah.
So at first, I have a graphic design degree. So I decided to apply for fine arts and was accepted and started college January 2020,
Mm.
8 weeks into
I know
my.
where this is going.
The whole reason I went back to school was taken away from me 8 weeks later.
Wow.
So
I heard
I was kind
2020. I
of.
was like,
um, So the whole reason why I went back to college was to get my butt out of my house
and then you're
and back
back in
with
your.
people.
uh, wow.
So, no, Wounded Warrior Project got a hold of me because they wanted to make sure I'm okay. I've been one of their veterans since I was injured back in 2008.
Wow.
They do like to check up on their people, and they started something new. They opened up a Discord for
Ooh.
Wounded Warrior Project. I had no clue what Discord was. I had to go ask my son, who at the time was 18.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm
he's a
like,
gamer.
okay, you use Discord. What is this? How does it work? And why should I be a part of it? Um, so got myself situated with Discord, picked a gamer name, because, don't always want your real name out there, at least, especially when I was first starting, and jumped in there. Well, they do a weekly event in We Do Warrior Project called Monday Night Mayhem. And it was Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, and Matchmaker. And the crazier you could make up a scenario, the better the game would be playing with 20 veterans. So we would
Wow.
literally do like team deathmatch in gulag showers, sticks and steels in trench, uh, gun game in, docks,
Yeah.
and just obliterate each other. So I learned the game with veterans, but I also found it
Nice.
real quick not to play without people I knew
Oh
because
no, not
it's
the
absolute
toxicity. Oh
craziness.
no. Wow.
It's
That's a
just, I don't
story.
know how many times I go to play online, I get asked if I'm married, and I'm
I just
like,
mute it.
what's my
Like
gamer
mute it.
name say?
Just mute it. Just mute it all. I'm like, I don't want to hear them. But yeah.
Um,
But that sounds
I'm
so fun.
I'm a retired MP, so
Yeah.
I'm used to guys giving me crap because I've always been around guys in the military. So yeah, it is what it is. But when you get the young ones,
Yeah.
and I can tell they're young because their voices are still squeaky, and they're trying to like cuss me out, I'm like, oh no, no, sweetie, you can't do that to me. But
Yeah.
that's okay. I just learned not to play in the pubs and only played when I had veterans online.
Yeah.
And so I got into tournaments because the Monday
What?
Night Mayhem thing turned to getting veterans into tournaments. So we were doing 2v2s, search and destroy.
Nice.
I had no clue what I was doing. I was just like, hey, sign me up. I'm learning the game. Why not? Let's
All right,
go.
let's hear how good you are. I'm ready for this.
Oh, no, no. Annihilated. First match, annihilated. Month later,
Hmm.
they decided they were going to do a tournament of US veterans versus UK veterans. And there's a group called the Royal British Legion. They
Oh,
do esports for their veterans out of London. There's another one called Blesma and another one called Help for Heroes. They contact with Wounded Warrior Project, and we started working together. One, because us Americans are way behind in the search and destroy game.
come on.
They were
That's
teaching us.
everywhere. Yeah.
They love their search and destroy over there. Um, but ended up meeting a guy called Bezabing, and he started taking me under his wing to teach me what CDL was, not just search and destroy, but the hard point, the control, all of it. And I thought it was really cool. Well, the more I'm learning the game, the more I'm getting into the tournament side of things. Yes, I was getting better at playing the game, but more people wanted to hear what I had to say and started telling me I needed to start streaming. I don't know the first thing about Twitch, OBS, slobs, any of it. And I was like, well, I don't have the equipment. And it took 4 or 5 people to kind of look at me and go, look, you don't need a bunch of equipment. You have a laptop, you can stream. Well, that's when I found out that my college had esports and a gaming community. So at the time, because we weren't under student affairs yet, it was literally just OU Esports Club. So I signed up so that I could learn about streaming and have the support of the college behind me to become a streamer, especially because it's a lot easier to go to the college and ask a couple questions than try to explain it through Discord like we did a few minutes ago before we started tonight. Um, and the director of esports likes to talk to the new students coming into the org. And so he
Oh,
just said, hey, welcome to our Discord. Who are you? What's going on? And he found out I'm a veteran. He's a veteran. So we started talking about that. So, of course, Wounded Warrior Project got brought up. Then he found out that I was doing the Call of Duty thing. And he's like, we don't have a COD team yet. He's like, by
oh.
any chance, would you like to be a captain of a team? And I was like, well, what do you need? He's like, well, you need to get some people together and play the game competitively. I was like, well, I've already been doing that all summer. I was like, do you have people that are interested? And he sends me applications. Another guy's like, oh, I want to be a captain too. So we're like, okay, let's be co-captains together and figure this out. Within the first 2 weeks of us talking, he was like, you're not a captain, you're a coach. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And
Oh.
they're like, yeah, you are. They're like, you manage, we'll play. So that was last fall.
Wow.
Signed up for TESPA. Started our first. I was named coach in August of
Mhm.
last fall. Started TESPA tournaments in October, and I've been a coach ever since. And I've gone from just having one team to where I now have two CDL teams and two Warzone teams, on top of what
Nice.
I do with my veterans as well. So I also coach a veteran team with Wounded Warrior Project over the summertime. So I'm at 5 teams total now.
Wow. Okay. First of all, thank you so much for your service and what a journey. And so thank you for putting us through it. That was a wonderful story, by the way. You should be a storyteller if you're not one. But wow, what a
The
journey.
College of
And
Journalism, let's see.
but no, that is so awesome. Like, I mean, to hear your story, not only being a vet, but then going back to school and then leaving school and then going back again, like that is just such a testament, due to your injuries, of course, which is so unfortunate. And I hope you're getting better. But yeah, like that's so cool that you met a group of vets. What are the chances you go to the Wounded Warriors and it's gaming that is like almost like helping you do the stuff that because once you hit 2020, I was like, oh no, it's not gonna go good. But just to have it jumpstart something that is bigger to where now you're a coach, that's awesome.
Followed a rabbit hole. That's the only way I can explain this is I went outside my comfort zone and followed a rabbit hole, and here I am. And to this day, the veterans that we're all in part of the Wounded Warrior Project Discord, we
Mm-hmm.
say that Discord is this generation's VFW American Legion.
Wow.
That is, because there are so many of us connected through gaming. So that's just, it was
Wow.
going to happen.
So, what's it like being a coach? Let's get into that. And you could also tell us about like this awesome esports program as well. But what's it like being a coach and how is putting together the team and all that cool stuff? Because I'm pretty sure you're very analytical. That's why they're probably like, you're the coach. I don't know how to tell you, but what was that
I
like?
actually found a student that was very analytical, and he is my right-hand man.
Mhm.
Um, he loves business and numbers and things like that. So when it comes to Call of Duty and running spreadsheets, I give it to him.
Yeah.
His name is Pralamos, and he is
Aw.
literally, he likes to be called my trainer because he actually likes to work and help people get better at playing the game. And I sit here and I manage trying to find funds so that we can pay to get into tournaments. And I'm definitely managing a lot
Yeah.
more and playing a lot less.
Yeah.
Um, I do review them when they're playing. I do make notes of what I think they can work on. I've learned not to necessarily talk the whole time about what they may do wrong when I'm watching it on the screen because it may look different when I review a second time. So I just
Yeah.
kind of talk about what's going on in the game and not necessarily if something was wrong or right. Um, as a coach, it's just one of those things that it's leadership, it's mentoring, it's being that person they can talk to when their day at the college is just terrible. Like I get a student and they're having a bad day and they're freaking out. They can get a hold of me in Discord and then we can meet up at the library or at the union, which is the main hub for the school where all the food is.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, we love
and we
food.
can chat,
Yeah.
you know. And what I guess you could say my team really enjoys, I have a service animal. Her name is Liara. And
Ooh.
yes, she is named after the character from Mass Effect. So Liara Tassoni, if people know the game. She goes to school with me every day. And if she feels like someone's having a bad day and I don't really need her, she will whine at me to go see them and make them feel better.
Oh.
So she's turning into our mascot. The esports director's already told me I need to get her a jersey. I think he said it jokingly, but I'm taking him seriously that yes, she
Seriously.
needs a jersey. She goes to all the school functions. So when we welcome back to everybody, move-in day, which was around the 14th and 15th of August, I was there with Liara and other esports students, welcoming them back to school and letting them know we have this program for you. And you'd get those parents be like, well, my kid needs to study. I'd be like, yeah, but what do they do for a stress reliever? Because
Yeah.
video games is a huge stress reliever. And we have scholarships. So
Yes.
gaming can pay for their school. That most of the time got the parents to be like, oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's interesting. So did you guys move? So can we talk about the program? So is the
Yeah.
program how is it recognized by the university? Of course, you talked about like there being an esports director and having a club because I'm sure there's other games within like other than Call of Duty and things like that. So how is the program ran? Is it like split up into games and just all
Well,
the
we
cool
have two entities. So we have our community aspect of the gaming, which as of July 1 is now called the uh, Gaming Club. So it's the University of Oklahoma Gaming Club. And that's the majority of where our students are. That club is the largest student org on campus. We are over 2,200 members.
Wow.
So students have to join the club first. Then if they want to compete, there's an application they fill out, and then they go through tryouts for the different teams. And we have, I think, 10 titles right now, and we're going to continue growing. So, of course, Call of Duty, that's me, CSGO, Fortnite, League of Legends, Madden, Overwatch, Rainbow Six, Rocket League, Smash, and Valorant. So they all hold their tryouts. Some teams have two teams,
Mm-hmm.
which is Crimson and Black. That's how we distinguish our two teams.
Wow.
And some only have one. Me, I added Warzone, so I have four.
Must be nice. Do you walk around the other crap coaches and be like, four, four, no, no?
No, because Overwatch has more than I do. And
Oh,
our
wow.
Overwatch has what do you call it? Our Overwatch guy, he's recruiting and he's been getting people out of state to come to our school specifically to play for our Overwatch team. So and he used to be a pro gamer.
Wow.
Um,
So this is a
so
serious thing.
we
Like,
have some people, yeah.
yeah.
We have
Like,
a
I
very
know
good
parents
team.
might be watching and be like, oh, this sounds like a gaming club for nerds. No, this is actually a thing. This is actually,
There's
and
a lot more to it than just
yeah,
playing a video game. We have our broadcasters, which we call codcaster or casting.
yeah,
We have production, all the people on the back end that make things run smoothly and do transitions and streams and making whole productions if we do tournaments, whether it be online or a LAN party in person. We have our news and media, and
ooh,
that's a
wait,
whole different ball game. So we have our own journalism. We went from having 6 to having 20 this year. So we have a whole team of journalistic side, which incorporates our stream teams, which I think we have 36 this year streamers
wow.
that can stream to the college Twitch, which I'm allowed to do as well.
Nice.
Because as you saw in my thing, I'm part of the stream team, but it just kind of seemed natural to be part of the stream team if I'm going to be streaming my
Yeah,
team
yeah,
anytime they play. So um, it's just, we're not just going to support the rostered players. So it's
yeah.
not just the rostered players that are going to get the scholarships.
Yeah, so can you talk about scholarships a little bit? Like, I don't know. If you can't say anything too much, you can stop wherever you want.
I don't know the amounts
Yeah.
because that's
Not
all
the
kind of hush
amounts, but
hush because
how
it's
would
our first
someone,
year.
yeah.
But while you're going through the application process to be a part of the org,
Hmm.
the opportunity to apply for the scholarship is integrated into our application and become part of the org.
Nice.
And not only did we do the roster teams and our 6 pillars of leadership and the different pathways to industry, but we're also doing scholarships for the underrepresented as
Yeah.
well as female gamers. So they have a scholarship specifically just for females. And then those that it may be their first time, they're the first person in their family to go to college, or just the underrepresented as well. So it's really amazing of how diverse and how completely inclusive we have tried to make this entity of our organization be.
No, that's really amazing. And now I want to talk about the curriculum because you did mention it. So, what is
Yes.
this esports curriculum? Because I figured there's been memes about these things. I don't know if you know, but what would one expect from an esports curriculum?
Well, our first class ever, which I am a student of, was for streaming, where you can actually learn how to stream if you've never streamed before and really dig into the workings of what kind of equipment you need to use, what programs to download, how those programs work, to how you come up with a reason why you want to stream so that you aren't sitting there going, uh, and then have that moment of dead air. And so it's incorporating all of that, and it's taught by our director of esports. So he is now professor.
I love that. That's
And
awesome.
it's one of those, check that off of my list of things to accomplish in my life. And now he can go, hey, mom, dad, I get paid for video games in a big way.
Could you imagine you're a professor? What is your subject? Esports curriculum. Yeah, I have an esports curriculum. Look at my syllabus. Play video games. Now I'm kidding. But that's really awesome. Like streaming overlays. I don't even know what you would do.
Production, yeah, it's
Production,
streaming
yeah,
and production. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, our first night was literally just telling people it doesn't matter if you know absolutely nothing. If you are in the creative media production college, you can take this class so you can learn that you don't just have to be behind a camera to be in production. You can be behind the computer and supporting streamers,
Yeah,
because there are some massive streamers out there that have full production teams.
yeah. And it's very
Like the
interesting.
guy that's in charge of Alpha Gaming could be an example. I mean, he's does complete entire productions for his YouTube and his Twitch.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make sure I get to most of the questions.
Oh no, you're good.
I mean, is there some things? So, would you like to say anything to like pitch, Oklahoma University, or just to get people involved in esports in their college wherever they go? Like, how would they go about that? Any advice you would want to give, especially women? Because sometimes they might be a little bit apprehensive about like joining something they don't know who's in it. You know how we are. But
Well, the first and foremost thing I like to say is, if you play games on your cell phone, so Candy Crush, Friends and Fiends, um, any of those Facebook games, and you do it at least an hour a day, you're a gamer.
yes.
So we have people that all they do is want to do Among Us, or all
Oh,
they want to play is Beat Saber, because we have the virtual
look,
machines
that's
at
a
the
workout.
college.
Wait, do you have
Oh, it's
VR?
so much fun.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Wow,
We
wow,
had VR before we had the library at our college had VR. So, yes, Beat Saber is a huge thing. And actually, one of my team members is now the ambassador for VR in
wow.
our, as we've grown as a as a whole organization. So it's really cool. Um, if you just want a place to, if you just want to lurk, it's okay. We are okay with having that kind of support. If you are a tabletop gamer, you are welcome within our group. Actually, this whole weekend, that's a part of what we have going on, is tabletop gaming, video gaming, VR gaming. It's all there. Um, so it doesn't matter who you are. And what I love about esports, or just the gaming community, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter that I'm broken.
Yeah.
None of that matters. The fact that I, have a hard time walking or that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, that's
I
so
can
awesome.
just be who I am, no matter who I am, no matter what I may identify as or, any of that. It doesn't matter. You can be exactly who you are and you will be accepted. And that is the biggest thing about our organization that I can put out there. So if you just want a few people to listen, you can just lurk and watch our streams. If you're not really sure what to do to get into gaming and you want to find out, if you have a Switch and all you do is play Animal Crossing, we actually have a group for that.
Don't encourage that. No, I'm
So,
kidding.
what Animal Crossing is just the updated version of Farmville. I mean,
It's just you could spend aimless hours on that game. Okay, I have a Switch right next to me. I can tell you, it's like missing a Joy-Con, but yeah. Tell me when you guys get Pokemon Unite. I might,
they've talked about it. There's got basically the way we look at it is if you are passionate about a certain video game and
yes,
you can get other students to be passionate about it,
nice.
we will give you the opportunity to create something, whether it be just be an ambassador and you hold events for the student organization. So that's, 30,000 students on campus. Go ahead. If you actually want to get into competition, show us what competition you want to play in. And it does have to be college related so that the prize money is for tuition and, that kind of stuff. There is some parameters there.
Yeah, but I
But
mean,
if it
we're in
has,
college, so why not? Hey,
we've got to make the parents be okay with some of it, and then when it
I
comes
mean,
to
no one wants
competition.
student debt. That's a huge topic nowadays. So anything that helps. Hey, you could play video games and lower your student costs. Why
That,
not?
yeah.
No more ramen.
It's
Come on. I
oh,
know there's
oh,
probably older people watching. Like I was on ramen and donuts for months in college, but yeah, I know we do have to get to the game soon, so I didn't want to hold you,
yeah, I'm
but
trying to get turned on back to the game.
yeah.
Oh, I think I just logged out of it. That's
Oh
not
no,
good. I'll
but
just click back in.
I think we have all the links in chat, right, by you? I'm not sure, but I really appreciate this interview and this awesome program. Definitely gonna have you back. Um, that was just so fun.
Anytime. Maybe
Like
next
the
time we'll
minute
talk more
I
about the
forgot what they
veterans.
we said something while we were prepping, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a good time today." So I didn't even know why they told you to play Warzone because I'm like, I could hold her for the whole hour. Come on, but no, that's so awesome, and
And just
it's
to let you know, it is going to be CDL Cold War
oh
because my team is doing a scrim with Ohio State
oh
for this. It's part of the CCL, which is the college version of CDL,
mhm.
Summer Extreme Extravaganza or whatever it is they decided to call it. And so while it loads back in, because it kicked me out. Um,
They're like
Originally
it's
that's what I wanted it
too
to be anyways, is I
much.
wanted to show off my Crimson team because my
Yeah,
Warzone team isn't completely established yet.
yeah.
But
But where can people find you, or even to talk about the programs and things like that, if they are in? I shouldn't say if they're in Oklahoma, but if they're interested in this, in the university and the programs and so on.
on Twitter, Bosun Wifey, BOSNWIFEY. Same thing for Twitch. So if you go twitch.tv, Bosun Wifey. I think I'm on Facebook Gaming, but that's not so much for the generation of gamers. That's more for like if my mom actually wanted to tune in and watch a few things. I get it. Uh,
They're making waves.
we are every day. Um, yeah, it's just a lot of things of just trying to get um, all that. But yeah, Twitter and Twitch. I haven't really set up Instagram yet because that's not
Mhm.
something I keep on top of enough.
Yeah.
But I know you can find our org on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Just look up OU Sports.
So
And
easy. Yeah.
we can always put some of those in your communication because I think I sent you a few of those links.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think
it's
they
easy enough.
posted. That's awesome. Well, are they starting to play already, or I'm not sure if you got
I
back in.
am I'm joining them now because it looks like they're all on. They're probably all waiting for me. And then do you want to hear their game chat so as they're communicating with each other or just the game?
That's up to you. I mean, just the game.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Then I won't go into their voice chat. Oh, okay. I guess they're still
Okay. All right. So we're gonna get take a quick break, and then when we get back, we're gonna have some gameplay from OU Esports. Hey, I'm so excited! Thank you again,
yeah.
Jody.
Oh, no problem. It was so much fun. I'm now
Yeah.
getting shot by my guys, so it's fun.
Oh no.
They're just playing free for all until they get pulled in by the other school. So I
That's
just kind of
awesome.
jumped in.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back after these. Whoop, whoop. we're back. Sorry for that long wait. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the gameplay tonight. We're gonna ask the esports team to come back, but I want to thank Jody. Thank you so much for being here. You're an awesome guest. We're definitely gonna have you and your team back.
Sounds
Um,
like good.
yeah, I hope you had a great time here. You're awesome. And we want to thank our partners, ESTV, NFL alumni, Corsair, and GameHers, which Jody, you just told us what? Tell us.
Oh, I've been nominated for GameHer's Rising Star Award
Yay!
for esports and leadership.
That's awesome. So congratulations, because I like the GameHers because they show so much love to everyone and there's so many categories. Because I kind of got nominated too, but I'm not important. I'm not as important as Jody.
Oh, stop it! You're just as important. All the
um,
females in the space are important.
Yes, but without their support of all of our sponsors, we would not be able to bring our weekly show. We also want to thank our producer, Nick, who is awesome and he did his best tonight. And our moderators, Catherine. Well, Catherine's out of town. She's by me now and by you. We'll see you next week. We might be interviewing or playing the game, but we're definitely not going to say goodbye to Jody. We're going to invite Jody and the was it OU? I'm almost saying OSU because you told me Ohio now, but OU esports team for coming, and we're gonna have you guys come back and showcase your talents. I'm not like, if you guys have another scrim, let us know, especially if it's on a Friday, and we'll bring Nick and his cameras.
We'll have plenty of time to plan something else all semester.
Definitely. So yeah, we're happy semester to all the college kids. I hope you guys have fun. Make sure you go look into your esports club and your teams. If you don't have one, start one. Like Jody said. Listen to Jody, not Alley Cat. No,
And if you need to know how to do it, you can contact my director. He is very good at helping colleges start esports programs.
Nice. So thank you guys again, and we'll see you next week. Bye.